Welcome back. It's been a while, and I'll get into that at some other point. But today we are on our way to install version 3.0 hardware into my 2016 December version 2.0 hardware Autopilot. So what I'm doing today is kind of doing a pre-recording to see if there's any visual differences in the Autopilot or even how it handles. So we are on version release 10.2 2020.20.17 as a release note before hardware 3.0. I don't know if version 3.0 has a different hardware or not, I don't know if version 3.0 hardware has a different software update, if they're pushing different software updates based on hardware that you have in your cars. So as far as I know, the only change that they're going to make is the hardware version 3.0 computer. Whether they're going to do the camera up here or anything else, I have no clue. But we'll have to wait and see. So we are just driving on Autopilot. It does not look like it's recognizing. Oh, there it goes. It's kind of took a little dive there. It is now recognizing 2 lanes here. Okay, now it's going to allow me to turn. It wasn't going to allow me to turn just a second ago. Did the turn pretty good. Let me see, there might be a difference in the... Well, we're on ludicrous. This is pretty quick. I'm not noticing any real lag here. When you go here, there is a slight little lag. Oh, my little toy box has changed. That must have been an update that I hadn't seen. Toy box is right here. A little bit of a... Okay, well, enough of the fart sounds. One thing I do not like is that it's too aggressive when it comes to a stoplight like that. I always take over because I'm a little bit more conservative and I want to slow down a little bit sooner than when it gets to the light, and then kind of when it gets here I can turn it back on. But it waits too long, in my preference, to slow down. Not that it's unsafe, it's just not what I prefer. What else can we test? Navigate to Tesla Service Center, Salt Lake City. Alright. It's pulling up. 24 minutes away. Navigate on Autopilot is on. I don't know. Let's just there we go. There are a couple areas up here where it kind of takes a dive. I don't know, as far as I've seen, this is typical of just about every Tesla. It must just be how they coded it, but it tends to dive and want to stay in the center, and then like these little arrows kind of mess it up, and then I typically have to take over. So that will be an interesting area to see if there's any difference. Kind of took a little dive. Just little edge cases like that they still haven't figured out, but it's not unsafe, it's someone who's not used to it might be unsettled when something like that happens. Oh, there we go. We are now on Navigate on Autopilot. Oh, there's a Model Y right in front of us. That is the closest I've been to a Model Y in the wild. Oh, come on. I'm probably going to have to take over. This is not aggressive enough. Well, it didn't recognize that the lane changes, so it's kind of interesting being right next to a Y. The problem is we got a double long semi that's going slow. He's on autopilot, I guarantee it. See? And then the person behind me is on their phone. So this is kind of interesting because they're on autopilot, and so am I. I just sped up. I kind of want to be behind the Y. I'm sorry. I really typically don't drive that aggressively in it. All right, so we're back. Sorry about that. Looks like my GoPro was in the wrong settings, so that whole thing might have been washed out. But we are now following a Model Y, which appears to be on autopilot. So it's kind of interesting to watch it and the way that it's navigating traffic. But this is really the closest I've been to a Model Y in the wild ever. See, it must be set at 75. I am gonna close my distance up because he is going kind of slow in the fast lane. Maybe I can hurry him along, or she. Because that car right there, that blue one, was a little pissed off behind me. Okay. So, see, it's waiting kind of long to turn. Let me turn. See. Oh, there we go. There we go. Just let traffic go by and kind of just follow this Y. So this is a completely different video than I originally was intending, but it's really kind of interesting. Nah, I don't want to turn. It wanted me to turn into that lane. I'm going to take it off of autopilot real quick. It's kind of interesting how it dove to the outside of that lane. That is definitely autopilot. Alright, let's say goodbye to the Model Y. Bye. Alright, let's put this back on autopilot. It's slowing down way too much. I don't know why it slowed down there. I think maybe it's having a hard time with the sun. Did pretty good on that intersection. And I'll just take it off real quick, because I'm taking a right here. Put it back on autopilot. See, it So it's going to recognize this stop sign, but it's not going to stop, right? So I'm intervening. It would have told me to stop in like a second. Alright, so we will put it back on autopilot. I'll change my view since we're not following the Y anymore. Just so that I'm going to go back down to the speed limit here. See, there's no indicators that there's a stoplight up here yet. I have about 20 more minutes, so I'm going to want to go a little bit longer, just to kind of give you an idea. So there's no let's see. It is a little bit on the left side here. It is not indicating that there's a stoplight. It's not showing that. It's not showing the crosswalk right now, and it's having a hard time figuring out if there's a lane beside me that it can turn into, and it is starting to slow down, which is not bad. But see, it's a little far over to the right, because if someone was taking a right there, I would have just blocked them. See, someone's wanting to take a right, and I kind of squeezed them out a little bit because of the way Autopilot kind of went over to the right. Right now it is not showing these barricades yet up here in the dash. Still not showing. It's still not showing any of that over here. So it's going to be real interesting to see what hardware Autopilot hardware 3.0 is going to change from 2.0. What to do? It's a little close to that car. Way closer than I would like to be. And we are about to arrive at the Tesla Service Center. Ooh, it's a blue with the Stealth Clear Bra. Different wheels.